I was made to understand that this conference and annual meeting of IAACA over the next 4 days aims to enhance international collaboration, especially among its members, in implementing the provisions of the United Nations Convention against Corruption. I hope this meeting of minds will yield tangible results and that all of us would benefit from new thoughts and ideas in the battle against the corruption scourge. Suffice to say that the fight against corruption appears to be a perpetual one. Despite the enduring war against this social menace and the fact that it is a crime condemned by the public, it still remains widespread in many societies. It has in fact flourished in some places, in spite of having been proven to be one of the most powerful barriers to social and economic progress. A high level of corruption often renders public policies ineffective and draws investment and economic activities away from productive pursuits. It rewards instead those engaged in underhanded activities. Left unchecked, it can become endemic and even lead to the proliferation of organized crime, which in turn further weakens governments, their institutions, and society at large. It is for this reason that, as the Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission elaborated at some length just now, the Malaysian government takes the curbing of corruption as a national priority. The steps we have taken reflect the seriousness with which we view the problem. However, the Malaysian government does not believe that these efforts are an end in themselves. Battling corruption is part of a larger whole, and that is to ultimately create a truly ethical and responsible progressive society. Ladies and gentlemen, often when people speak of corruption, the first thing that often springs to their mind relates to the abuse of power by those serving the government and the public service. What is often neglected, however, is the fact that corruption extends far beyond that sphere. What should be disconcerting to us all is how corruption and corrupt behavior is entangled deep within the moral fabric of all societies. If we view corruption as truly unethical and immoral behavior, we cannot stop at just looking at the public officials and politicians who abuse their powers. We must go much further than that. We must be able to take an unrelenting, honest look at the values prevalent in our society. For example, we rightly demand greater scrupulousness from those in public office. Yet we live in a world where the public culture endorses the pursuit of greed and unmitigated material success, at least until someone is caught breaking the law. In other words, we forgive greed until that greed spirals out of control. If we view corruption as truly unethical and immoral behavior, we cannot stop at just looking at the public officials and politicians who abuse their powers. We must go much further than that. We must be able to take an unrelenting, honest look at the values prevalent in our society. For example, we rightly demand greater scrupulousness from those in public office. Yet we live in a world where the public culture endorses the pursuit of greed and unmitigated material success, at least until someone is caught breaking the law. In other words, we forgive greed until that greed spirals out of control and the effects reach beyond the handful of individuals perpetrating it. We only have to witness the impact of the recent collapse of the international financial system and its devastating effect on the lives of millions of people across the globe to understand the dangers of greed. Today, we condemn those responsible for the financial fiasco, but it wasn't too long before their wrongful acts were exposed that we applauded the very same people for achieving a record-breaking profit. Is the unbridled and ruthless pursuit of extraordinary profit a form of corruption? In my estimation, the answer would be in the affirmative, because I believe that we see corruption as fundamentally a moral problem. Therefore, anything that promotes selfish interest at the expense of the well-being of others is therefore morally wrong. And I am convinced it is this vapid self-interest and greed which is truly at the heart of that phenomenon we call corruption.